Hello there, beautiful friends from around the world. I have asked you for questions, and you gave me answers, and it's now time for me to return the favor. And our first question here is from Geekdom 101, a fellow traveler. And he asks, what is your name, and how big is your cunt? Well, Geekdom, I think you of all people would know how big mine is. And as for what's my name, I think it's on the internet somewhere. Black said when he first came to Earth, he killed humans for justice. Is it possible he does that cause Trunks traveling through time? Well, I think it's way too early to say what Black's true motivations are. Is it because of time traveling? Possibly. Do you think there is a possibility that Trunks' sword is now the Z sword? I don't know where you got that from, except your ass. If Future Trunks dies in the present super timeline, will he see the Bulma that raised him in the other world? I assume that if Future Trunks died in the present timeline, he would probably go to the afterlife of the present timeline, unless Otherworld works in a different way, which, since it's never been stated to, I would have to assume it doesn't. Which character do you think is the worst personified character of the Lord of the Rings to the movie? Or I think that's what it means, Lord of the Rings. I'm not really a Lord of the Ring fan, so I couldn't tell you. Universe Tournament. Goku can calculate Kaioken's failure rate 10%, but he can't calculate 13 minus 2 equals Vato's tournament exam. Why? I think it's because Goku can only really work with numbers when it has to do with his techniques in fighting. I think that's the reason. How many almonds do you eat a week on average? I don't know. I would have to think that it's probably several hundred, although I'm short on almonds at the current moment. Do you think Future Trunks' arc is gonna go downhill? I think it's way too easy to say, really. Will you be making videos with Hail Zeon? I would love to make videos with him. I think that he brings a very interesting perspective. How do you think oh, shoot. I'm sorry. Okay, there you go. How do you Dragon Ball... I messed up again, didn't I? How do you Dragon Ball arcs from worst to best? Well, I was worded a little weird. I think, worst to best arcs. I can't really tell you now. Right, what it is, because I'd have to really... That's a question I really have to think and contemplate, meditate, ponder the existence of the universe to get a really accurate answer for. I really can't do that off the bat. Do you think Future Trunks trained with Supreme Kai or received instructions to beat Majin? Well, I think he received instructions from the Supreme Kai. That was flat out stated. What are your top 5 Dragon Ball games or characters? P.S. Which one is better for you, Dragon Ball GT or Dragon Ball Super? Well, I think it would be unfair to compare GT to Super because Super is not over yet. As for my top 5 Dragon Ball games, I think that Tenkaichi 3 or Budokai 3 are at the top, really. I have all the rest, I'd have to think about it. So, yeah. Why is the DB the only fandom where people reduce character strength to numbers? 50... Well, I'm pretty sure, first of all, I think that, there's a lot of things that can be said about the fandom, but in the fandom's defense, and there's not a lot of times I will come to the fandom's defense on something like a lot of things, but on something like this, to the fandom's defense, the reason that numbers and strength are always being put together is because the series itself did it. You forgot power levels. Power levels were done away with, but they are still in the series and they will forever be in the series, and that means that that's always going to give an excuse and incentive for fans to try to put numbers on everything. Not to mention that even though characters aren't saying write out numbers, they are still putting numbers out there, like earlier Goku's 10% thing. But I doubt it Dragon Ball really is one of the only fandoms, or the only fandom who really puts numbers on strength. I'm pretty sure there are other series fandoms out there that put numbers and strength together. Do you think Gohan will ever be relevant in Super again? I really hope so. You know what? I think Super probably was cock-teasing big time with that whole thing of Piccolo training Gohan. I actually don't. You know what? At this point, listen, I'm a Gohan fan, and I'm not gonna be all down on it, but I really don't think Gohan will be relevant. I think that with a Trunks thing coming up, it really just seems Gohan is not coming back. Which honestly, see, the thing is, this I would have been honestly okay with that if it didn't cock tease us earlier, but it did. So, what can you do? Super Saiyan 4 Gotenks versus Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Well, I think that Super Saiyan 4 Gotenks, considering he's a fused character, it's really okay. I think that if Super Saiyan 4 Gotenks, the Gotenks we know from like the Buu Saga or even Dragon Ball Super, goes up against GT Super Saiyan 4 Goku, I actually think Super Saiyan 4 Goku would win just because Goku has received so much training up to the point of GT. What are your fave Falconer and Kenkuchi themes? I have a lot. A lot of favorite themes. I mean, first of all, for Kenkuchi, all the renditions of Makafushigi Adventure are A-class in my opinion. As for Falconer, there's a bunch of, there's the Earth theme. There's, of course, the classic Super Saiyan 3 theme. And there's also, like, stuff that I think is kind of overlooked, like Nail's Gift. So, there's a lot of things there. Have you read Pokemon Adventures? I'm not a Pokemon fan. I'm starting DBZ in Japanese, and I like it so far, but do you think the hate of the DBZ dub goes a little bit too far? I think that a lot of things go a little bit too far. Yes, I do think that the hate of the dub goes a bit too far. I also think the hate of some of the things in Japanese goes a bit too far. This fandom doesn't seem to be very cool-headed at all. There seems to be a lot of very strong emotional opinions on each side, and that's what I've seen throughout the years I've been involved in this thing. I've tried not to be that way, although there are certain buttons that you can push me that could, make me do some things like that. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that go a bit too far in the Dragon Ball fandom in many ways. How do you feel about the manga Chapter 13? I'm assuming the Super Chapter 13. It was interesting. I don't know what else to tell you there. Do you think Black has a chance of being the best villain in DBZ? Black isn't in DBZ, by the way. He is in Dragon Ball Super. DBZ is another adaptation of the Dragon Ball manga, and okay, I'm kind of being a dick, but and also hyped for Xenoverse 2. I fucking am. I'm looking forward for Xenoverse 2. The thing is, though, I mean, I kind of expected a sequel for Xenoverse 2 since kind of like weeks out from the first one, since I knew with all the success it was having, there's no way they're not going to sequel this. Who is Bills an Abomination? What if Tien used the Tri-Beam on Imperfect Cell instead? My friend thinks it would have killed him, but I don't. I think it would not have killed him, considering the fact that Cell has regenerative abilities. I mean, perhaps the Tri-Beam would have severely damaged Cell's body, but it still wouldn't be able to kill him. Do you live in Ireland? If so, what county? I do not live in Ireland, but I am glad to hear that the Irish are watching me. Appearance-wise, do you prefer Super Saiyan Blue or Super Saiyan God? I honestly prefer, aesthetically, Super Saiyan Blue is just more appealing to me. It's not to say I don't like the aesthetics of Super Saiyan God, but I definitely prefer the blue. Maybe it has to do with the fact that blue is I like the color blue more, maybe. What is your catchiest opening and ending theme from the whole Dragon Ball series? Well, I'm just going to replace this with my favorite. The best opening in Dragon Ball is Makafushigi Adventure. Nothing comes close to it. Absolutely nothing comes close to it. And the best ending in Dragon Ball is Agameru Romance. Some romance. The first ending, pretty much. So it's Makafushigi Adventure and the first ending. Those are the two best openings and endings. Have you watched Hunter x Hunter? No, I have not. Why did you wake up with blue hair this morning? Why is everyone pretending that I've always had blue hair? I'm not sure, sir. Perhaps you're colorblind? Maybe. Do you think black is Goten? You know, I'm not going to go further than that. What is your Twitter name so I can follow you? Amazing. Will Trunks become SS Blue? I think he already is SS Blue. How strong is Gohan? I don't know. He's probably pretty weak. So how would the opposite name of your YouTube channel be? White and Kick? Well, there is a guy out there naming himself White and Foot. Do you think that there are even more powerful gods of destruction from other universes? And what about their fighters? Well, why not? Probably. Maybe. Most likely. If Gohan had Super Saiyan 3 sex with Chi-Chi, would their third child be able to turn Super Saiyan 3 naturally like Goten SSJ1 form? Man. Sure, why not? Do you think Geekdom's a dipshit? No. First question. Do you think that when Beerus and Goku refer to Black Goku First question. Do you think that Beerus and Goku refer to Black Goku as that black guy is racist even though he's not black? I don't think calling Black Goku is racist. Considering that Japan has a very different culture and it has a very different understanding of black and darkness, no, I don't think this is racist at all. Do you ever get burnt out from making exclusively DBZ content? Do subscribers' expectations prevent you from making other things? I do want to make other things on other subjects. That being said, I actually do not get burnt out on making DBZ content. I actually can't. I honestly feel like I'm not making enough, believe it or not. Yeah, I know. Yeah, man, I love this series. I like talking about it. I have so many things to say about it. However, I do have other things I'm interested in that I hope that I will be bringing down the pipe. Do you think? Who do you think is gonna defeat Black, and how are they gonna defeat him? Well, that's kind of. I mean, Goku is getting a lot of spotlight. Maybe Vegeta. Maybe. I don't know. I really don't know. Could Black beat Bills? I don't know who Bills is. Would you like to see Kabe go SS4G? No, I would not. No, I wouldn't. Would you eat out Geekdom 101 asshole after eating Mexican food for a small amount of $3 million? No. Broly or Buff Piccolo at bodybuilding contest? You know, that's a tough one. I think that Roshi definitely would win. He seems a little bit more proportional than Broly. I mean, both of them are insanely out of proportion, but Roshi seems to be more proportioned than the steroidal Broly. Do you think there will be repercussions for Trunks' blatant disregard of time travel? Maybe. We're not sure. Which portrayal of Goku versus Hit fight do you prefer, the anime or manga? I'm leaning toward the anime, but they're both pretty close. And there you go, guys. Those are the Twitter questions. And if you want to ask me a Twitter question, you can follow me on Twitter, and you'll probably find out when I'm going to be doing the next one of these Q&As right when it comes out. But you know what? We're going to go to Ask.fm now. And the first question is, would Bandai make a fan-requested Dragon Ball game if a separated party funded them? Probably not. The Super Saiyan gene theory doesn't make sense because future Trunks didn't turn Super Saiyan as easily as main Trunks, even though Vegeta was a Super Saiyan in the future. True. Do you agree? Actually, that is I mean, you can say whatever you want about the Super Saiyan gene theory, but you have to understand that when Trunks was conceived, Vegeta hadn't yet turned into a Super Saiyan. Because remember, Vegeta left planet Earth for a little bit. Or at least in the anime he did. So you know, we're not really sure, but the point is he was probably conceived before Vegeta turned into a Super Saiyan. What is your favorite fights from Tien Shinhan Krillin, and Yamcha? First of all, the best fight that Yamcha ever had in the series was his fight with Tien Shinhan in the 22nd Tenkaichi Budokai. As for Kuden, it's kind of hard to say, really. A lot of people point to the 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai fight that he had with Piccolo Daimo. It's pretty hard to say, but those probably. Which Dragon Ball YouTubers do you watch? I watch mostly Quaman, Geekdom, sometimes Jay, and Hail Zeon. Those are kind of it. What if Goku hadn't given Cell a Senzu bean before he fought with Gohan? Gohan, you know, that's kind of tough to say because you got to remember, Gohan kind of needed an extra little push in order for him to actually turn into a Super Saiyan 2. So pretty much what the main question is, would a weakened Cell have been able to trigger that transformation? And if he couldn't, then could a Super Saiyan 1 Gohan defeat Cell? I think that if Gohan remained a Super Saiyan 1 and Cell was not able to trigger that Super Saiyan 2 transformation, I actually think that Cell would have probably have beaten Gohan. So it's a very muddy question, but you know. What do you think Majin Buu appeared so much later in Future Trunks' timeline? Probably because that would because that would make the most story sense, obviously. What I mean by story sense is that, or you know what, here's the basic. Okay, here's the basic reason. Toriyama did the Cell arc first. He wrote that first. He didn't write the Buu arc until later, meaning that he hadn't thought of all those ideas when he was writing the Cell arc. There you go. That's why. Do you think we'll ever see Beerus and Whis use their full power in a fight? I think that I'm getting a hunch that we're gonna see Beerus's. As for Whis, probably not. But you know, the longer Dragon Ball goes, the more likely these things can happen. So yeah. Since Beerus and Whis chastised Bulma and Future Trunks about time traveling, do you think they will get involved in the fight against Black? I want to see Whis and Beerus go full power against someone. Maybe, probably not. I don't see Whis intervening. Maybe Beerus. Since Black Goku traveled through time and the gods say it's a crime to time travel, do you think Beerus and Whis will handle that situation? Probably not. Aside from GB, what other animes do you like? A lot of, a lot of stuff. I don't know. There's like Outlaw Star. I don't know. I'm drawing a blank here, but Death Note. I liked that for a while. Yu Yu Hakusho, obviously. Like I said, drawing a blank. Any good things about GT? Yeah, I like a lot of things. I like the beginning. The beginning was really nice, and the ending. I want to introduce my GF to Dragon Ball, but she's never watched the anime before. Should I start from the original DB? Should I try to convince her to watch it in Jap, or should she watch Kai? Keep in mind she's never watched watched anime before. If she's never watched anime before, or someone who's never watched anime, I think the best way to introduce someone to Dragon Ball probably would be either with I don't know. It's really tough because I never had to be in this situation of trying to get somebody into Dragon Ball that never has watched anime. I don't know. I think starting with Kai would probably be the best way to do it. Starting with Kai, even though in my heart I'm always like, just start. Even in my heart, I would always be start with Dragon Ball. That's the way you should start. That's the real beginning. But I mean, I understand that some people might not go through that, so who knows? Do you eat booty? Do you eat the booty like groceries? I don't know. Are you doing another Q&A video? No. Who is stronger, Mystic, Gohan, or Broly? Obviously, Future Trunks. Blackenfist, do you think Beerus and Whis will interfere when Black Goku arrive? No. Gohan or Goku? Gohan. Is there any moments in Dragon Ball that made you cry, flat out tears pouring down your face? I cried when Gohan fought Cell and when Piccolo died in GT. I'm not really a crying guy. I don't really cry at things. There's really never been anything in Dragon Ball that's made me cry. And I think with that, we're going to go to the very last question. And that question is, people need to undertame. I think he meant understand that. I don't know what that is. The female SSJ will never goddamn thing. Well, I don't even think that was a question, but I don't even understand what that guy was trying to say. So we're going to go to another one. And here it is. Can you please Blackenfist me? You are being Blackenfisted right now. And with that, those are your questions. Of course, you can go to Blast.fm if you want to get your question on one of these videos. And of course, you go on Twitter because I will most likely answer your question there than here because I got so many here. But anyway, guys, until next time, I am Blackenfist, and I will be out, man.